Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Pwn here, and I'm bringing you guys another Resistance 3 beta gameplay right here. As you guys can tell, I'm running around with this monster of a fucking gun. This thing looks like fucking equipped, guys. You know what I mean? Diesel fucking six-pack, amazing looking gun. And the reason it looks so sexy is because it is, guys. Enough said. There you go. The Marksman is really not a close-range weapon. It is more of a medium range to long range kind of gun. As you guys can tell right now, I'm tearing shit up across the map right now. That's not something you can really do with the carbine or the bullseye. You need something like the Marksman. As you guys can tell, I'm winning gunfights, no matter what it's close ranged, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. So typically I would have ran downstairs, gone out to the middle of the map, started shooting shit. But I'm playing with the gun that I'm supposed to be using, and I'm playing with the playstyle that I'm supposed to use it. Therefore, I'm staying back, I'm using distance, I'm trying to keep distance, that way I have the advantage with my gun. Obviously, you're not going to run into a pistol when you're fucking dealing with snipers, right? You got to play how you're supposed to. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to cover my guys, let them get across the maps instead of running around with the automatics, and we're just going to do work. So what I do is, I think the Marksman, if I had to compare it to anything, it's just got this feel. If you guys are familiar with the Call of Duty franchise, you've got, like, I think it's in Black Ops, you have the G11. The G11 is kind of, it's kind of along the lines of a burst weapon, but it's kind of got a fast fire rate, but it's got a shitty default sight, in my personal opinion. And that's kind of like how the Marksman is. So unless you actually upgrade the Marksman, it's really kind of a poopy gun. So the first upgrade, I believe, is I'm pretty sure is the attachment of the scope. So the scope you're seeing me shoot with is actually the first upgrade for this gun. I think it only costs like 1 point, and then the next one's like 5 points, and then the third final upgrade's like 10 points. And I think if I do recall correctly in Resistance 2, the Marksman was so much more lethal because, if I remember correctly, I hope I'm not mixing the sniper and the Marksman up, is that basically the Marksman was able to shoot this little orb into the air that it would just zap any enemies nearby. That way it'd be starting to take away its health, so then, you know, you could just put like 1 or 2 bursts in the guy and he's done for. And that was something that I noticed, and it really kind of pissed me off a little bit because it was a really, really strong, solid gun. And, you know, I'd be laying into guys, but I'd lose gunfights due to that one little fucking static orb would always kick my ass. But now I think they've switched it up and tried to balance it out a little bit more. And I think you just have like some little fucking spider turret or something that you can put up and you can do work with. So I think they've done pretty well in between balancing the guns, making them play how they should be, and giving them proper complementing secondary attacks, such as, you know, like the bullseye has the homing device and the noob tube for the carbine and stuff. So I think they've done pretty solid in between making the guns useful for what they should be. And even though this one looks badass, man, it's amazing looking. I don't know, the scope and everything like that. I feel like I'm holding Megatron's dick right now. It's so impressive to me. So I'm just caught in awe, and that's what it is. You know, I'm using, you know, advantage of staying up on top. I'm keeping distance, and that's what you have to do with the Marksman. You can run up on a guy and get a 2-3 burst like that. So this gun is kind of like that feel of like the G11. You know, the default sight is okay. You put on the low power scope, it's pretty solid too. But I wouldn't suggest using this gun with anything besides this sight, because it really is kind of difficult to use. I have to admit, the recoil is very, very awkward, and you're not going to like it. And I can pretty much confidently speak about that because that's just how I feel. And I think it's a great gun. And then if you're like an alien, you have the cloaking, you can get up on guys, let them separate a little bit and do work. I think it's a great feature. Obviously, being a human using this is not going to be too successful. What are you going to need a shield for when you're supposed to use distance? You're not supposed to get shot anyways. So I think cloaking and using this as a chimera is probably a smarter move. And that's just my personal opinion on it. But and one more thing I can compare this to, as that guy is just mangasming all over the floor. That's just nasty. Basically, one thing that I can compare it to is like the BR from Halo. If I had to compare this game to anything else, I would say that this is a mixture in between like Killzone 3 and Halo and like Homefront. When I play this game, I feel like I'm playing Homefront. I don't know if it's because it's the visual or the carbine, the fact that it takes a couple bullets to kill a guy, the kind of balance that Homefront had. I kind of feel that when I play this, but at the same time, it's got that futuristic feel. It's got the weird fucking hedgehog grenades and the Marksman that looks like a badass. So I think, in a sense, it kind of has that feel. So I feel like I'm playing like a more realistic version of Halo or something. And that's just where I personally feel about it. And I plan on sticking to this game. I plan on playing this for a long time. And I expect to be giving you guys a lot more videos on it. So I hope you actually get in here and you try to play. When it comes out, I will be doing open lobbies with people. High five. Look at that, man. I'm trying to high five him and he shoots me. How fucking rude. So you know, like I said, the best way to probably use the Marksman is probably if you're on the Chimera side, because you do alternate sides. So, you know, you'll play one side as the humans, you'll play another side as the Chimera, as the aliens, and that's how the game goes. And ooh, you gotta love the quick shot. So, you know, it is a solid gun. It's a gun that you're gonna run into a lot, and it's gonna piss you off because it is so powerful. And if you learn to use it properly, it'll be a monster. It's a monster. Straight enough said. You know, 1-2 burst. You know, I think it's about a solid 3 burst, but if you get close enough, it's pretty good. I mean, there are very few guns that are good in this game with headshots. I think the Carbine and Marksman are the only two that are really good for headshots. Well, the Sniper, obviously. But people are so mobile in this game, it's really hard to pop off a headshot with a Sniper. But, you know, it's just my personal opinion on it. So, you know, this is one gun that I would encourage you guys to try to get used to, because it will be the most lethal gun in the game if you learn to use it properly. And, you know, right there, see that guy? He was vulnerable from behind. That's the only way to counter that assault shield. And you know, stealth comes in handy too. So this guy managed to see me, and I come up here, I try to pickpocket this little random white guy, and I smacked his head with the fierceness. So, you know, like I said, this is a really good game. It's really balanced. It's something that many games don't have nowadays. And, you know, I lost right there. I hit him with, you know, just a couple random bullets from the spray, and that's what happened. And what you guys are about to see is the game's going to end abruptly. I think I broke it because I'm just so sexy. But because it is the beta, it's got a couple kinks and it freezes sometimes. And when the game ends, sometimes the lobby drops. So I think I pull off the last kill. I think we killed each other. So we went out like harmony. So you know, that's one thing you guys will notice at the end. And, you know, when the beta's all done and it's all set out and they have more game types and stuff, it's going to be amazing. I hope to have a good gun review up for you later on tonight. Probably the Rossmore Shoddy. I just, you know, pooped out that little turret right there. So, you know, like I said, there's lots coming, guys. I hope you actually enjoy it. Do me a favor and like up the video. It really helps out a lot, guys.